Hey everybody, welcome back. James here again with you. And in today's video, I think you're going to like it. If you joined the channel recently because of my rimfire videos, or you've been a past viewer and you really enjoy my 22 LR accuracy videos, I think you're really going to like this one, because I think my experiment in this video really tops all the past experiments that I've done. Each time I'm getting better and better. So before I get into the video, make sure to hit the like button, guys, and subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate it as always. Let's get into today's video. So as mentioned, I think you guys are going to be surprised in this video, because as in the past rimfire videos that I've done, the studies and analyzing my shots and all that, I have never analyzed this part of a rimfire projectile, and that is the bullet after it's fired. So I've always looked at the casings, I've always looked at slugging the barrel at the bullet not fired, but in this video I have a big surprise for you guys. I figured out a way to capture a fired bullet to show you what I'm about to show you, and I'll show you how I did it later in the video. But in this video I want to go over what I'm using or showing you, which is two ammunitions, specifically the CCI standard velocity 40 grain lead round nose and the Aguila super extra 22 40 grain copper round nose high velocity. So this is standard velocity and high velocity. And the rifles that I'm showing you in this video as an example, or captured the bullets from, I should say, is the factory Ruger 1022 carbine, the Mossberg Plinkster 22 LR, and then also my custom 1022 match target rifle. So here are some specimens that I've captured, and I'll show you the study that I've done over the factory and match target grade barrel 1022s. And then here is the two bullets that I've captured from the Mossberg Plinkster, and I'll show you those two also. I've actually measured the contact bearing surface to see how long and get the actual angle of twist on the bullet itself as to why it's so accurate or it's not that accurate. So as you all know, I recently shot these through my Ruger 1022, the 22 Aguila super extra copper high velocity, a couple months ago on a hunch that I had. And in the factory 1022 carbine, they shoot incredible. Now I'm not going to show any shooting scenes in this video, because the point is to show you how you can find the right bullet for your 22 to get it to shoot phenomenal. And I captured a bullet out of that rifle, and I'll show you that now. As you've seen, it measures 7 millimeters, the contact bearing surface. And I shot the same bullet out of this match target barrel, and you can see that now, and out of the Mossberg Plinkster. So as a baseline, I measured all the bullet contact bearing surfaces from each of the three guns here, and they all measured 7 millimeters. Well, out of all these guns, the Ruger Factory 1022, if you notice, has the widest groove cut into the bullet. And this is what matters, because we all know the known facts about 22 LR, guys, is that most barrels, commercial barrels, are 1 16" twist. unless you buy a certain specific model or something different. But most of your commercialized 22 LR rifles off the shelf are a 1 16" twist, and most of them are standardized. But the problem with that is there's no standardization on the actual rifling land and groove dimensions, which I'll show a diagram of what exactly I'm talking about. The Ruger factory 1022 barrels have a huge, cutting groove and land on a bullet compared to this Mossberg Plinkster and my match grade target barrel. And if you noticed in the video for the Mossberg Plinkster, if you haven't seen it already, this thing shoots the CCI standard velocities at 100 yards, 1-inch group, easy. They can cover a quarter. And that was awesome out of this little $100 rifle. And I even mentioned in the video that this thing is basically like a match grade barrel in that rifle. So I'm really happy with it. But you could see though, comparing the bullets from the Ruger 1022 to the match grade and the Mossberg Plinkster, the actual land and groove dimension is cut in half. So what does that mean? Well, the Ruger 1022 barrel preferring the 7mm bullet to shoot extremely well. Almost one hole, exact hole at 50 yards, and that's factory barrel with the high velocity Aguila Super Extra, in which these are chronographed out of that barrel at that velocity of 1250 feet per second. And at 50 yards, they're one-holing, like I said. So now that I figured out that the wider, deeper cut rifling, like in the 1022 factory barrel, likes the longer bullets because of the angle, which I'll show you that too, the exact angle. The minimal angle on the bullet is the best. You want a little bit of an angle. You don't want it to be straight up and down from all the way to the first contact point to the back of the bullet, or you don't want it to be too much because then it's overspun. So with that said, why does the standard velocity CCI 22 shoot awesome in the Mossberg Plinkster and the match target grade 1022 barrels, even though they're all the same twist? It's because the land and groove dimension, or the groove dimension, is half of what the standard factory 1022 barrel is. And off the top of my head, I believe I measured 1 millimeter for the groove cut in the factory 1022 barrel, and both the Mossberg Plinkster and my Ruger target barrel, match barrel, is half of a millimeter in groove dimensioned. So that messes with the angle on the bullet being cut because of its circular pattern, bullet spinning down the barrel clockwise. And the reason I have my hand like that is because all these barrels are right hand twist. The less of the dimension on the groove being cut into the bullet, the shorter the bullet can be. The more of the groove being cut, the longer the bullet has to be. And if you're wondering, the bullet dimension, as you probably have already seen, is 6.75 millimeters on the standard velocity CCIs, which is a quarter of a millimeter difference, but that makes a huge difference if you're shooting barrels in variants of land and groove dimension. Like I said, there's semi-specs on the rifling twist of 1 16 inches, but there's no specifications on the actual land and grooves. So now that you guys have watched this far, I'm going to show you how I captured these bullets. And if you can't do it like this because of discharging a firearm in your area, you might have to just slug the barrel, pull apart a 22 bullet from the casing and push it down the barrel like I have in past videos. And I'll put a link description below to show you exactly which video I did that in if you can't do what I'm about to show you. But the method I'm about to show you leaves almost zero percent of deformity on the bullet, which is perfect for my readings. And I'll show you guys that now. Alright guys, so here's the setup. I got a trash can filled up almost all the way with water, as you can see. And I'm doing this as if you were going out to do it also. So I went out and bought 3 brand new pillows. I used old pillows in my previous testing, but these are really inexpensive, like $3 a pillow. These are travel pillows you can pick up. So I duct taped 3 of them together, and let me show you here. So what happens is you want the first 2 to get soaked and get submerged. And then we're going to shoot down in it, and you're going to capture the bullet here down at the bottom of the trash can. Alright, now that the 2 bottom pillows are pretty much soaked with water, time to test her out here. Get a good angle. Alright, hopefully we got the bullet there. See, gun's on safe, empty. And that's why I like duct taping the targets. You can just lift them right out. And then there's the bullet, guys. Little to no deformation. Look at that. Perfect specimen. Now, the pillows, you may need more depending on how powerful a round you're shooting. These are just standard velocity rounds. And make sure that if you're using the wrapper still on the pillow, tear some holes in it so the water can get in. Alright everybody, well, I'm going to end the video here, and I hope you got something from this video. And this to me explains why a lot of 22s don't shoot the same exact load the exact same way, especially variances in different rifles. You know, each have their own manufacturing process from different lands and grooves, and if you figure it out like I have, your accuracy is phenomenal. Like I said, the Aguila Super Extra high velocity in the Ruger 1022 is spot on. I took it out squirrel hunting a while back and I didn't miss once. The accuracy is phenomenal. Again, you've seen the Mossberg Plinkster in the past. If you haven't, the video will be down below. If you've watched my videos previously, you know about my match target barrel 1022. The accuracy is just phenomenal. So again guys, in short, if you got a really wide cutting groove dimension, use a longer projectile, and if you got a narrower groove dimension, use a shorter projectile. And how do you know that? Well, you're going to have to measure and find out with some calipers or some type of measuring device and slug it, or do the method that I've showed you. And not only that, but this method works on just about anything, guys. You can get by with slugging a center fire rifle and doing this, which I have, and I'll show you in a near future video that I've figured this out on also. So guys, thanks again for watching. I hope to see you on the next one.